Good afternoon and welcome to Incentive Concepts Live. It's Andy Hudson. It's been like an entire month since we've been on with one of our live episodes. Thank you so much for joining us. And whether you're watching on our website, YouTube, Facebook, LinkedIn, wherever you're joining us from, thank you very much for joining us. And we hope you're having a fantastic day. We're here in St. Louis, Missouri. It's sunny outside, beautiful day for February. So let us know where you're joining us from. Put it in the chat. We'd love to hear from you. And always on these episodes, if you've never joined us before, we always ask a viewer poll question. And since we have some amazing hotel partners on with us today from various resorts around the country, we'd like to know, what activity do you use to relax and recharge whenever you're visiting a hotel or resort? Maybe it's going to the spa, maybe it's playing 9 holes of golf, maybe it's getting a massage, whatever it is. So what is your best way for recharging and refreshing and relaxing when you're at a resort? Put that in the chat. Also, any questions you have for our viewers or comments, put those in the chat as well. And we're going to have an amazing drawing this afternoon later in the episode that you're going to really want to check out. So don't go anywhere. Wait till the entire episode and we'll tell you about that. Okay. Let's get going. Without further ado, I'm going to have our first guest turn on her camera and her video from Preferred Hotels and Resorts, our VP of Sales, Katie Gettinger. Katie, how are you?
Hi, Andy. Thank you so much for having me today. How are you doing?
I'm doing fantastic. Thank you. Where are you joining us from?
I am fortunate to be joining you from Fort Lauderdale, Florida.
Wonderful, wonderful. How's it down there today? Pretty nice.
I have to tell you, it's pretty gorgeous here today, but I think everyone has some beautiful weather today after all the horrible snow we've been having throughout the Northeast. So I'm very lucky to be sitting here in Fort Lauderdale. And quite frankly, this time of year, I feel like so many of our planner friends are emerging onto Florida and hosting incentive programs all over the state. So it's a great place to be.
Wonderful. Well, hopefully Punxsutawney Phil was wrong about that 6 more weeks of winter, because I'm ready to get out of winter. I tell you what, we've gotten to know you personally already over the past couple of months, but can you give our viewers a self-introduction and tell us a little bit about yourself?
Sure. Well, hello, everyone. My name is Katie Gettinger Egan, and I'm Vice President of Sales for Preferred Hotels and Resorts. I've been with Preferred for about 5 years, and previously I was with Starwood Hotels and Resorts for 23 years, where the last 10 of which I was with their global sales organization. So I've been with Preferred, and I have one of the greatest jobs with the best hotel partners in the business.
Fantastic. And how about a little something interesting about yourself? Family? Do you have any unique hobbies or interesting stories?
Now, if this is interesting, it's actually kind of boring, but I will say the only job that I have had since I graduated from college has been in hotel sales. But as we were chit-chatting before we launched this broadcast, when I started in hotel sales, my first job was carrying the diaries. Not sure if anyone remembers those diaries. I know Brett that we're going to hear from remembers those, but that was my first job out of college in a sales office, was being in charge of the diary.
Wonderful, wonderful. Well, you're with Preferred Hotels and Resorts. So kind of tell us a little bit about this organization. Sure. What exactly is the organization and what's your role with the company?
Great. So Preferred Hotels and Resorts, we have over 700 partner hotels. We are what's considered a soft brand. So you're never going to see our name on the side of a building, but we support our hotels in all facets of sales and marketing. We do not just do group and incentive travel, but we are actually just one of the group and incentive travel is just one of the small areas that we assist our hotels. We assist them with leisure sales, corporate transient, revenue management, PR, GDS, co-op advertising. So we are their true back of the house sales and marketing organization. And a little bit about my role, as a VP of sales, I handle the insurance, financial, and work with many of our incentive partners, as well as I work with our development team, making sure that we're focused on new and emerging hotels and destinations, as well as work with some great partners like yourselves to make sure that we have the best partners in the business to make sure that we can execute properly for our hotels and our clients.
Wonderful, wonderful. Well, I've had the experience of working at a wonderful resort down in Palm Beach Gardens for many years. And I know being around resorts can be a fantastic opportunity for not only visitors, but also employees. So that's fantastic. Let's see what some of the chats comments are so far. Like, what do you do to relax and recharge when you're at a resort? Let me ask you, Katie, what is your favorite thing to do?
Well, I think it's kind of a twofold question. One of the things that I always do when I go to visit a resort, whether I'm working or on vacation, I have to walk the perimeter of the resort because I have to understand just the whole footprint. I need to kind of get a lay of the land. The other thing, because it's our job, I try to visit each of the watering holes at some point, whether it's just for lemonade or maybe for a sunset cocktail, just so we can experience all the food and beverage opportunities that a hotel has. And sometimes when you have to do that all in one day, it can be a little challenging. It's hard work, but we've all been there.
I bet. Well, Libby, one of our wonderful sales reps, says spa, massage, lay by the pool or beach. Fantastic, Libby. That sounds great. Dean, sitting by the pool with a book. Cool. Enjoying the sunshine. That sounds great. Brett Sanborn, he's from Michigan. He would like to be golfing with a cold six-pack. So, Brett, that doesn't surprise me. I know Brett. That sounds pretty good. And then Vanessa says the sun, the sand, and a drink in my hand. So I think she gets what you were just talking about, Katie. And we have people that are saying beach, pool, spa, glass of wine on the patio, and a nice walk. Not necessarily in that order, says Karen. So whatever, champagne by Stephanie after taking some pictures of her room. So fantastic. And the chats are just flying in here. That's fantastic. We love that. So again, it's Andy Hudson, Incentive Concepts Live. I'm here with Katie Gettinger. And Katie, anything new or exciting happening with Preferred Hotels and Resorts that you can kind of tell us a little bit about? Or
Sure, absolutely. Believe it or not, during COVID, we had great, exciting things happening. We actually launched a new brand called Beyond Green Travel. This is our sustainability brand. We launched it with 26 hotels that are leading the industry in sustainability. We've also opened a couple of new properties in the great incentive state of Florida. Hotel Effie joined us earlier actually last year. A great incentive hotel in the Panhandle. And then we have a new hotel, the Amrit, which you're going to hear more about in a few minutes. Also, great incentive hotel in the state of Florida.
Wonderful, wonderful. And you just mentioned the incentive hotel business, and we are going to talk about that. So let's actually bring on our next guests then. So Katie, I think you're going to step aside, and with the Amrit Ocean Resort, we have two amazing guests here. We have Reggie Cooper and Vo Tumalich. I hope I said that right. Reggie and Vo, good afternoon. How are you?
Good afternoon, Andy. How are you?
Doing fantastic. And we're glad to have you on Amrit Ocean Resort and Spa, or is it residences? I apologize. Maybe you can help me with that. But why don't you each give us a quick introduction and maybe tell us a little bit about yourselves?
Great. Thanks, Andy. So yes, it's Amrit Ocean Resort and Residences. So we're a combination here, two towers right on Singer Island in Palm Beach. One half of one tower is hotel rooms, so 155 hotel rooms, and then another 190 residences that are anywhere from 2-bedroom to rooftop penthouses with their own spiral staircases to a jacuzzi that looks out over the Atlantic Ocean. So some really amazing spaces, all sitting on top of 100,000 square feet of wellness and spa facility. I joined Amrit in the fall of last year, but I've known the owner for about 16 years since I first got involved with him. I was at Canyon Ranch at the time, and he was looking to create a new wellness destination. And so we started collaborating at that time, stayed in touch over the years, and I was up at Salamander up in Virginia, another great 5-star facility, spa and meeting facility. And he said, "Are you ready to be with me?" And I said, "This is really going to be something special. It's connection with Highgate Hotels that will be helping us with the management of the rooms and the food and beverage is a great piece, but also being part of Preferred Hotels, which I've been part of for over 26 years. I think was my first property going into Preferred Hotels, and just the connection that brought us at that time to be able to grow. So it's a real pleasure to be with you today and with these fine other properties.
Wonderful. Well, thank you very much, and very nice to meet you. And it looks like you're in a beautiful setting here. And maybe I can turn to Vo, and you can give us a self-introduction. Tell us about what facility you're in right now, and maybe 2 or 3 of most of the unique things about Amrit.
Definitely. Thank you, Andy. And thanks everyone for having us with you today. I'm Vo Tomlich. I'm the Director of Sales here at Amrit Ocean Resort. My journey here has spanned 30 years. I worked for luxury iconic brands everywhere from the Caribbean up to the Rockies and international destinations as well. Also from Preferred alumni with previous properties as well. I came up through the incentive industry as a conference service manager, and then a group incentive sales manager, and then eventually as a director of sales and marketing. And I know incentives. I often say I don't know much, but I know incentives. I know what's entailed in the program, what planners look for in a destination. And this is a gem. I'm excited about this property. I'm passionate about it. I think the wellness concept is one of our most unique features, and I'll let Reggie talk about that a little bit more, and then I'll talk about another great feature, which is the destination here. We'll get into some of the features, but I want to talk about green tourism, which complements our whole wellness program. But if we hear about the wellness center first.
Yeah, let's go ahead.
So Andy, we're here in the what is the model residential unit as part of the resort. So we're in the Western Tower, the Happiness Tower. The other one behind us is the Peace Tower that looks out towards the Atlantic Ocean on the far side. So we're slated for July 1st opening, mid-June to July 1st opening of this year. And construction, if I opened the door, you'd hear a lot of saws and machinery and trucks backing up. There's a lot of work going on to complete, but that's where we're sitting right now. This would be one of a room that faces out to the Atlantic, but also at the other window, the other direction, you'd be looking over the intercoastal into Lake Worth.
Wonderful, wonderful. And we're going to shift over to our next guest very soon, but I wanted to leave you, Vo, with the opportunity to kind of tell us anything more unique about the property, and where could people go to learn more about Amrit?
Easiest place to learn more is AmritOceanResort.com, AmritOceanResort.com. Incidentally, the word Amrit, I had to look it up when I started, A-M-R-I-T. Translated means the elixir of life. And if anything sets the tone of this property more, it's that word. It is the elixir of life. Everything from our nutrition to our programming in the Wellness and Spa Center circles around that. And timely is the sense that that's what people are looking for in life and in the times that we're living in right now. Another great feature about this property is the destination. Pure and simple, it's easy access to Florida, warm tropical weather all year round, and you have access to all the traditional features that we'd expect in a beach resort, from world-class golf, tennis, sailing, sports fishing. But I want to talk about the green tourism. The access here, just footsteps away, we have MacArthur State Park with mangroves and kayaking and nature trails, both guided and on your own. We have scuba and snorkel steps away from the resort with underwater marked trails as well. Palm Beach for nighttime dining. We have Palm Beach and West Palm Beach accessible. We go right down the bay. We can do a sunset sail with the diner on West Palm Beach and then bring it back to the resort. So we have a wide range to cater to, a wide range of tastes. And we're opening in July and accepting groups and guaranteeing groups as of July with some special promotions, which calling me or getting through me at the website would be a great place to start the conversation.
Well, wonderful. And Vanessa is on our chat, and she asked, what is the largest group size you will take for incentive trip in April? You won't be open this April, but maybe next April. So we'll have to get you in touch with Vanessa.
Yeah, we're 150, plus we have access to other residences. Our function space is plentiful. We could do a meet and feed if we did a buyout of the 155 rooms in the hotel. Buyouts will range from May to November is prime time. In April, great size group is from 60 to 100. I have a 4,300 square foot ballroom that seats 250 in a banquet, 24-foot ceilings, AV double air walls, plus 4 breakouts in a big foyer area. So nothing short of space. Use your imagination. The indoor space is when you need it, but we urge you to use the outdoors, tropical gardens, and along our private beach.
Wonderful. And you mentioned your website. People can also go to preferredresorts.com. I think I said that right. I hope I did. Preferredhotels.com, rather. I apologize there to our first guest, Katie, but that is in the chat. You can look up information on the Amrit Resort website. So Reggie and Vo, I appreciate you spending a little bit of time with us. It's great to meet you. I'll be down there in about 8 hours to hang out with you guys. Does that sound good? Or
Sounds
Okay.
good.
We'll
Yeah.
put the order in for you, Andy.
Okay, we'll jump on a plane and
Take
head
care,
there.
everyone. Thank you.
All right, thanks a lot. You guys are going to step aside now, and our next guest is going to come on from a wonderful resort down in Houston. It's called the Post Oak Hotel at Houston Uptown, and we have Brett Forshag. Brett, are you there?
Yes, I am. Hi, Andy. How are you?
I'm doing wonderful. Thanks for joining us. You don't look like you're at a hotel.
Well, I know you'd think I'm at another gym, but this is actually, I'm shooting today from the Suite 32, which is one floor of our penthouse suite, which actually has a basketball court. And as you can see in the backdrop.
Well, wonderful, great. So you can hang out, you can stay at the resort, and you can shoot some hoops, practice your free throws or something. Or
Yes, you can. You know, I think it's a tribute to our owner, Mr. Tillman Fertitta, who also owns the Houston Rockets, among many other things in the entertainment industry. But yeah, the colors, the Rockets colors are painted on the court right behind me, and just a very unique situation to have a suite with a basketball court.
Okay, you're probably one of only a few, if any, in the world that probably has that. But why don't you give viewers a quick introduction of yourself? It looks like you've had a long, full career in the hospitality business. Can you just tell us a little bit about yourself, Brett?
Sure. So again, my name is Brett Forshag. I'm the Director of Sales and Marketing here at the Post Oak Hotel in Uptown Houston. 33 years in hotel sales. It's been really a tremendous career, very enjoyable. I was telling some folks before the call today that the plan was to go to law school, and I think I've delayed that a couple decades, or 3 decades to be exact. But hotel career started in New Orleans at the Fairmont Hotel, which I really tribute is where I learned luxury. We were a small 5-hotel company at the time. So really learned the business with Fairmont, and then 17 years with Starwood before joining here in Houston at the Post Oak.
Well, that's wonderful. And David Rosenstock, who we know, he comes on to these a lot, says he stayed at the Post Oak, nicest hotel I have ever stayed at, says David. So
You
there's
know,
a good one.
we hear that a lot, and it's very flattering. You know, I tell our employees at orientation that the toughest challenge we have is to be as good as professionals as this property is every single day, because it's game on every day here. It's a beautiful facility.
I bet. And you're the only 5-star hotel in Texas, is my understanding. And what are just 1 or 2 or 3 things that make Post Oak so special? And what can visitors expect during their stay there?
Well, you know, first of all, just to clarify, because our spa director would hit me over the head if I didn't mention, but we're the only double 5-star hotel in the state of Texas. So very, very unique, and our spa is just wonderful. But, you know, when you ask that question, most people would say, you know, the unique qualities are when you first walk into the lobby here, you see a $1 million Swarovski chandelier, and you see an unbelievable museum-worthy collection of Frank Stella art. You see a Rolls-Royce dealership right here in the hotel. You can pick up a Rolls-Royce or Bentley while you're here at the property, if that's your calling. But to me, the most unique feature about this hotel, given that Mr. Fertitta is such an entertainment mogul, is the fact that we have seven different dining outlets, from a Mastro's Steakhouse to a Willie G Seafood to several other just tremendous world-class restaurants and opportunities to entertain. That, together with having a 16,000 square foot ballroom in a 250 room hotel, just doesn't really meet the mold of most in our industry.
Wonderful. And there's a link in the chat right now. ThePostOakHotel.com is where you can go, and also on the Preferred Resort and Hotels website as well. So I want to thank you, Brett, for joining us. You're going to come back in a few minutes when we get to the end, but I want to bring on our final hotel guest. Thanks a lot, Brett. From an iconic resort, one of the most iconic resorts in the world, Pebble Beach Resorts, we have Lisa Ray. Lisa, are you there?
I'm here. Can you hear me?
I can hear you. Hi, Lisa. Nice to
Can you
meet you.
see
How are
me?
you today?
I'm doing great. I'm actually sitting in 84-degree weather in San Diego. I live in San Diego, which is why my backdrop is a photo of beautiful Pebble Beach.
Well, wonderful. Well, I know it was a spectacular Pebble Beach AT&T Golf Pro-Am last week. I'm sure you've been busy as a bee getting with that, but tell us a little bit about your background and your role with Pebble Beaches.
Yeah, absolutely. Yes, last week was quite exciting. It was my first AT&T tournament. I just got back yesterday. I hope everybody got to see not only Tom Hogue win, but that amazing shot that Jordan Spieth took on number 8 the day before. It was absolutely insane. So super exciting for all of us. And we got to see all the celebrities. But for me personally, I have been in the industry for 30 years. So I'm older than you think. Born and raised in DC, started in the hospitality industry with Marriott, actually, on the operations side. And like Katie, I was doing some grunt work. I was started as a PBX operator and sort of worked my way up and, moved to a hotel on Capitol Hill and then moved out to California in 1998. And I've been here ever since. I've done 3 hotel openings. All of them being luxury golf resorts. And I now have the absolute pleasure of representing the most iconic golf resort in arguably the world, I would say. So I'm representing all 3 hotels and all 3 golf courses, plus the new one that we just opened, the Hay, which is our Tiger Woods designed par 3 course.
Wonderful. Well, somebody must know you that's tuning in. Karen Taylor says, hi, Lisa.
Yes,
So
hi,
she says hello. And Marty Kaufman says Pebble Beach is worth every penny they charge. An amazing
Marty,
experience.
you're so sweet.
Yeah, exactly. So we all know Pebble Beach for golf, but it's so much more than that. Can you tell our viewers what some other reasons to come visit Pebble Beach?
Yes, and Andy, I absolutely love this question because, here at Pebble Beach, we really can just be pegged as that golf destination. But, let me tell you why we are so much more than that. In fact, I'm working with lots of groups that don't even have a golf component. So, 17 Mile Drive is honestly one of the most iconic drives in the entire world, along with our coastal beauty. Pebble Beach is flanked by Monterey and Carmel by the Sea, which are 2 amazing must-see coastal towns. Especially for incentives, if you want to do a day trip, going out to Big Sur, amazing, just under an hour drive. And then on property, we've got our own equestrian center, 5-star 5-diamond spa, tennis. We just converted some of those over into pickleball courts, which is all the rage right now. Hiking, biking, electric bikes, kayaking. We work with a water activities company, so we can do stand-up paddleboarding. And so really there is so much more to do than just golf, but it's the golf. The golf is amazing.
For sure. And Jill Roth says sunset and bagpipes, such a special moment. Okay, yes, so that's great. And Stephanie Boeth, Boeth, maybe, or Belf, says working with Lisa is amazing. So that's fantastic. So anyway, we got a lot of people today. We got a lot of Lisa Ray fans tuning in.
I love it.
Okay. We appreciate you joining us, and Pebble Beach is such an amazing place. You know what? I think I'm going to get on an airplane and go to all 3 places in the next 48 hours. Is that okay?
I think that'd be great.
Okay, fantastic. You're going to step aside again, and we're going to bring Katie back on. So thank you, Lisa, for joining us. Katie, you've been listening, and go ahead and let us know what you think so far.
Well, yes, everybody loves Lisa Ray, and that includes me, but all of our hotels are just so spectacular. And I think that's one of the things that makes Preferred Hotels and Resorts so special is we do have such unusual properties. When you're thinking of incentive destinations or just interesting places for sales meetings or board meetings, you really cannot not think of Preferred Hotels and Resorts because we do have the most iconic collection of resorts in the world.
Yeah, for sure. It looks like it. And like I said, I'm getting on an airplane and I'm just going to go. Jet set
Andy, I'm
all.
kind of worried you're going to try and take my job.
Well, maybe not. I mean, I'd have to bring my wife with me if that's okay. But now listen, we've partnered, Incentive Concepts has partnered with Preferred Hotels and Resorts as a strategic gifting partner for
Yes.
past 9 months or so, I think.
Yes.
So how does that actually work and what does it mean to you?
Well, as we all know, when you're juggling so many different responsibilities these days, having the right partners is critical. Brian Revolta actually reached out to me, I'd say probably about a year and a half ago, 2 years ago, and said, how can we align our brands? How can we help do our jobs? And so we came up with some ideas and some ways we could partner. And quite frankly, having a gifting person that just takes that off my hands, thinks of everything for me, keeps me on schedule. I cannot tell you how many times Brian's emailing me going, I need the location, I need the address, I need the dates. And of course, just like any event planner, I'm going, okay, you're going to get these, you're going to get these. But having that right partner to keep you on schedule for me has been critical, but also doing that thinking, staying one step ahead of me. What are you thinking? You know, we were doing so much virtual, and having the right gifting partner for virtual, I think, is even more important than even the in-person events. You know, Brian was always like, how can we make that virtual event exciting and different? We partnered and we did a 5K virtual experience, and you know, he's like, let's send out the Bose headphones ahead of time and get everybody jazzed up for the 5K. And so that we, you know, we of course had prizes for the virtual 5K, but having that gift ahead of time was just brilliant and got everyone excited for the event.
Wonderful. And speaking of gifts, our hotel partners who we've already featured have donated some amazing packages. And folks, I think we've got the most people watching live right at this moment. So perfect timing. Go to incentiveconcepts.com/preferred. Okay, incentiveconcepts.com/preferred. And you can enter to win one of 3 amazing packages. You should see these packages that they've contributed for this drawing. So it's fantastic. incentiveconcepts.com/preferred. It's going to be in the chat as well. And Katie, let's talk a little bit about actual gifting.
Sure.
Why is it important to include a gift to attendees when they're attending some sort of conference or event?
Well, I mean, come on, let's face it. We all love getting gifts. I mean, who doesn't like it? And who doesn't enjoy it? And how does that not complement the entire experience? So, you know, when you visit our resorts, you get to have this great experience, but what do you get to take with you? What do you get to have before your incentive or sales meeting experience to get you excited? So I think the gifting is just a part that goes in tandem with the whole overall event experience.
Right, for sure, for sure. And we're getting close to the end time here. We might go a little over 30 minutes if that's okay with you.
Sure.
Okay. Well, as we're asking that, I'm going to ask our hotel partners to come back on here so we can kind of include them in this last part. If all of our hotel partners can turn their cameras and their audio back on. But Katie, what are some popular event gifting categories right now that brands or people that are running events, meeting planners can consider for their events?
Well, I mean, that the options are endless, and there's so many different opportunities. And having partners like Incentive Concepts who can actually, I rely on you to show me what's new, what's the latest and greatest, what are some of the trends that you're seeing? Because relying on people that know your business, and also with supply chain issues and everything that's happening, I think it's even more critical to have partners like Incentive Concepts that can point me in the right direction, because anyone that knows me, I can get creative, but I can also go off on a tangent and go someplace that I probably shouldn't go. So counting on people like you to keep us focused on what can actually happen, and also what's going to be cost, what's going to align with my budget and not incur, if we're going international, incurring huge cost in getting the product there and different solutions. I think that's critical when choosing a resort, thinking about your gifting strategy.
Okay, for sure. And hotel partners, you all came back on. You've heard what we've said in this last section. I'm going to ask you each one follow-up question here, and just maybe a 30-second answer if you don't mind. So Vo and Reggie, can you talk about maybe a recent conference or meeting you hosted. It doesn't have to be there at Amrit, obviously, but and how were gifts incorporated into that event?
Yeah, I had one recently that went off very well and had a great reaction from all the guests. It was a popular shoe company. They had 100 pairs of canvas shoes, and they had artists, street artists there that would do any type of painting on these shoes, artwork. You could show a picture of a child. I had my 2 dachshunds, and they did 1 dachshund on each shoe. So while you were at the cocktail party, you could see them doing the work, and then they delivered your shoes and finished product back to your room for you to take home. So I thought personalization and engaging with the artwork there was a big hit.
Oh, that sounds like a fantastic event. Thank you for sharing that. And so Brett, we got a basketball court there, so we could maybe incorporate that into some sort of gifting event. But are there other like locations that you think about when you're incorporating gifting into one of your events? Or
Yes. So the Post Oak Hotel has locations for gifting, depending upon the season. So it could be out by our pool and our cabanas, which in effect could serve as like retail areas, or it could be as different for a smaller group as our helipad on the 37th floor, where you have a 360-degree view of the Houston cityscape. So just some really unique opportunities. I didn't mention we have a $5 million wine cellar here, the richest in the state of Texas, and that is just a wonderful opportunity for gifting as well.
Wonderful. Well, I'm not going to fly in a plane to come visit you now. I'm going to fly in a helicopter. All right, Lisa, last question for our hoteliers. Let's talk just about gifting in general. When was the last time you received a gift, and what did it mean to you? How did it make you feel?
Okay, well, the last gift I received was from Miss Katie Gettinger.
Oh.
And it was the most beautiful set of personalized stationery, really thick paper. It had the international symbol of hospitality, the pineapple on it. It had my name on it. Personalizing is so important, I think, in gifting, if you can do it, depending on the size of the group. But it blew me away. I thought it was an amazing gift. And that truly is the last gift I've received.
We didn't know that. It's not like we
we didn't plan that.
That's good.
No,
Awesome.
We didn't plan that at all. I swear.
That's fantastic. Well, good. Yeah, personalization is key, and also making it an experience for attendees, I think, is very important. Katie, I hope you would agree with that.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Okay. Well, listen, it's been fantastic. Don't forget to head over to incentiveconcepts.com/preferred to enter for those amazing prizes. We're going to draw those names later today or first thing in the morning, and we're going to let you know. 3 people are going to win some amazing prizes thanks to the hotel partners we have here. Katie, any closing thoughts before we wrap up for the day?
No, I just want to say thank you so much, Incentive Concepts, for having us. This has been so much fun. And on behalf of all of our hotels at Preferred Hotels and Resorts, thank you for being such great partners.
Well, we appreciate it. And next month, we're having our next live episode on March 17th, which I think is St. Patrick's Day, if I'm not mistaken. So March 17th, we're going to announce a new brand partner that we're bringing on. I can't tell you about it right now, but I can tell you that we have experience in the outdoor lawn equipment space and power tool space, and it's probably kind of in that theme. So I'm just giving you a little hint there, but a great new brand that we're going to announce to the industry that I think people will get really excited about. Perfect timing because it's before kind of spring cleaning and all of that too. So make sure to tune in March 17th, incentiveconcepts.com/live. So everybody, Vo, Reggie, Brett, Lisa, Katie, fantastic. You guys were amazing. Thank you so much. To everybody watching out there, thanks. Have a great day.